My neighbor called the police and CPS claiming I kidnapped my white daughter because I'm black. I got her arrested instead. Me and my daughter Lily moved into our new neighborhood in April after my wife passed away from cancer. It was just me and my 7-year-old trying to start fresh in a place where everything didn't remind us of her mom. The house was perfect, had a big backyard for Lily to play in, good schools nearby, and a park down the street. All the neighbors seemed friendly enough when we moved in, waving from their driveways and welcoming us to the street. Everyone except Nancy from 2 houses down. The first time she saw me and Lily together, she literally stopped walking her dog and stared. Lily ran up to pet the dog, and Nancy yanked it away, asking Lily where her parents were. I walked over and said I was her dad, and Nancy looked at me, looked at Lily, who inherited her mom's blonde hair and blue eyes, then looked back at me and said, "Sure you are." I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious. After that, Nancy made it her mission to watch everything we did. If Lily was playing in our front yard, Nancy would stand at her window taking pictures. When I'd walk Lily to the bus stop, Nancy would follow us from across the street, pretending to check her mail for 10 minutes. The other neighbors thought Nancy was just being nosy, but I knew exactly what her problem was. Then things got worse. Lily had a playdate with her friend Zoe, and Nancy called Zoe's mom asking if she knew the real story about the black man claiming to be Lily's father. Zoe's mom told me about it and said Nancy warned her I was probably dangerous. I confronted Nancy and told her to stop spreading lies. She said she was just looking out for that poor little girl who was obviously in danger. I showed her pictures of me and my wife at the hospital when Lily was born. Nancy said anyone could fake photos these days. 2 weeks later, I was at home working when 3 police cars pulled up. They said they got a call about a kidnapped child being held at my address. Nancy had called saying she witnessed a black man force a crying white child into the house. Lily was at school. I showed the cops my ID, Lily's birth certificate I kept in my desk, family photos all over the house. They apologized and said they had to follow up on all calls. This happened 4 more times over the next month. Nancy would call whenever she saw me with Lily. The cops got tired of it real quick and told Nancy she needed to stop making false reports, but she kept doing it anyway. The breaking point was when Nancy called CPS saying I was trafficking my daughter. A social worker showed up at Lily's school and pulled her out of class to interview her. Lily came home crying, asking why someone wanted to take her away from me. That's when I decided Nancy needed to learn her lesson. I found out Nancy worked as a realtor and had just listed the biggest house in her career, some mansion worth $2 million. She was hosting an open house that Sunday for all the rich potential buyers. I made some calls to people from our old neighborhood and invited them to check out Nancy's open house. My former neighbors included my brother-in-law Terrell and his white wife Amy with their mixed kids, my friend Kenji and his black wife Rochelle with their adopted white daughter, and our old neighbor Luis with his very pale twin boys. We all showed up at different times during the open house. Each family made Nancy visibly uncomfortable. She kept asking how we heard about the listing and if we were really interested in buying. Then she'd make comments about how the neighborhood might not be a good fit for our families. Kenji recorded her telling him the area wasn't very diverse and his daughter might feel isolated. She told Luis his boys would probably prefer a more urban school district. She told Terrell that some neighbors might have issues with mixed families, but the best part was when Mr. Hutchinson showed up. He was the owner of the mansion and had come to see how the open house was going. He was also black. Nancy didn't know this because they'd only talked on the phone, and his wife Janet, who's white, had handled all the in-person meetings. When Mr. Hutchinson introduced himself, Nancy went pale. Full story on channel, link below.